this bitterly cold Istanbul morning, dozens of Muslim Uyghurs are undeterred by the near-freezing temperatures and the rain. They're out on the streets, desperate for their voices to be heard and for the world to see the faces of loved ones who've disappeared without a trace. Some clearly too young to understand what this is all about and what the older generations have endured. But they still join in the chants. They've all come together as more and more Uyghurs around the world are breaking their silence, hoping this would put pressure on China to reveal the fate of their disappeared fathers, mothers, some entire families. Everyone here with a story, too many for us to try and tell.
I didn't have any contact with my family. I didn't hear my mother's voice, and I didn't know he's alive.
Just we want freedom and we want justice. So we want to know where our relatives is and what kind of life they are having now.
But the whole world is in deep sleep now.
In this attempt to wake the world up, not everyone is taking to the streets. In her Istanbul apartment, Hajir Ahmed tells us she is no longer afraid of retribution. She just wants her husband back. As she speaks, her 13-year-old daughter Nazire quietly cries. It's been 3 years since Nazire last saw her father. Ahmed says as China's crackdown on Uyghur Muslims in Xinjiang province intensified, life became unbearable, leaving her no choice but to flee with her 2 daughters in 2016. Their presence, she says, made things harder for her husband, Abdugafur Turab, who was banned from traveling. They never left us alone. There were always policemen coming to our door because my daughter and I were covering our heads as Muslims. It became very hard for us to live there. But family members of Uyghurs who leave the country are often detained or harassed by authorities, she says, to spare her husband that they divorced on paper. The last time they spoke over video chat was in April 2017. Then he vanished. Until this.
Yeah, looking camera.
In January, they spotted him in what they say is a state propaganda video of one of the camps where, according to a U.S. government report, hundreds of thousands of Uyghurs and possibly up to 2 million are believed to be held.
I think he lost weight and looking so small and not have hair.
How did you feel when you saw him in that video?
So sad, and I'm happy too because he's alive.
The Chinese government did not respond to CNN's request for comment on Turab's alleged detention. But China has repeatedly denied it is imprisoning or re-educating Uyghurs in Xinjiang, instead saying that it is undertaking voluntary vocational training as part of an anti-extremism program. Uyghurs we've spoken to here in Istanbul say that after years of the world ignoring their plight, they feel that things are starting to change now, with the crackdown getting more attention. But that's not enough, they say. They say that countries like the United States and Muslim-majority countries like Turkey should do more. As the world stood by, so much was lost, they say. Now they're speaking up not just for what was lost, but to try and save their future. Jumana Karache, CNN, Istanbul.